Hey guys, Madman back here with another Warframe video. Today we're going to be talking about relics, what relics are, how you get them, how to crack them, and what you get from them. Relics are one of the more intricate parts of the game, and I'm actually very excited to be covering this video. It might be a little bit longer than some of the ones previously, but I am excited. So first things first, you're going to need this segment right here. This is your relics segment. Come down here and this will show you all the relics you currently have. I have a bunch of them, obviously. Playing this game for a hot minute, have a bunch of them. So let's start at the top. The question some of you may have, what is a relic? A relic is a special item that could contain prime pieces or form of blueprints. Those are mainly the two big ones. So let's click this one just so you can kind of see. This one here obviously has the Burstin Prime Blueprint, the Fang Prime Blueprint, Breton Prime Stock, Forma Blueprint, as well as the Tiburon Prime Barrel and the Paris Prime Upper Link. They are, the way that it works is all 6 of these options are available upon cracking the relic. It's weird because when you crack the relic, you don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get one of these 6 things, but it will happen at the time that it pops. So, for example, you could roll this relic. I have 40 of them. I could roll this relic 6 times and get 6 different things. Statistically, though, you're going to get these 3 things at the top because they're common. These 2 are uncommon, and then you have the rare. Then you also, we'll look at a couple of the other ones. Same concept. Top 3 things are common. These 2 are uncommon, and then you have the rare. Relics are set up into 4 eras. There is Lilith, Meso, Neo, and Acess. That is reliant to the lore of the game. We're not going to go into that too much, but they are 4 different types of relics. They did add a 5th kind of relic a little bit later in the game. That is the Requiem relic. That has to do with liches and sisters, and we're not going to go into those today because they're not really necessary. So we're going to kind of focus on the Lilith relics for the time being. So now you know what a relic is, kind of where they fit into the lore. How do you get them? So let's use this for example. It's one of the neat quality of life features that they put in is that you can go in and click the button. Oh, wrong one. Let's see. This one. Oh, I've got a lot of prime stuff, like stuff that is in the prime vault. So I'm trying to find it here. I apologize. Jeez, all of my Lilith relics came from the prime vault. Good Lord Almighty. All right, so maybe not. Dude. Okay, so let's talk about the prime vault. Prime vault is something that they keep a lot of relics in for older stuff. So if it's been out a while, they'll rotate it into the prime vault, and occasionally you'll get prime access and prime resurgence, and we'll discuss that in another video. But if it says it's in the prime vault when you hit tab or R2 or right bumper, that's where it comes from. You can get those relics either from playing the game, and once it goes in, that's where it'll show, or if you buy them from the Aya distributor, which we discussed in another video, you can see that there. So let's look at one like this, which is still out. If you hit R2 tab, it will show you where this comes from. So this particular relic, this Meso N13 relic, comes from all of these missions right here. You can see a list of missions. The question marks are not the missions that apparently it still drops in, but I have not done yet, which I don't understand because I've done all the missions. And then at the bottom, it shows you where you can get them in bounties. So all of these, case in point, this one is Cetus bounties. You can get it by playing the New War, the Steel Path Honors, and then all of these missions that you can get it from. There are capture missions that are really fast at a lot of places. You can also buy them from relic packs, which the relic packs, I'll show you those real quick because that's also something that's kind of necessary. Relic packs can be purchased from syndicates. So, case in point, I have 132,000 with the Arbiters of Hexes. So, if you go into View Offerings, scroll down, there is somewhere here. It's here somewhere. I know it exists. All 6 of them. There it is. 20,000 rep will get you a relic pack. So even if you buy everything in the store, you can still use your standing to buy relic packs. And all 6 of these have a relic pack system. So it doesn't matter who you're with. So that's something to keep in mind. All of these syndicates have that, which is kind of nifty. So let's talk about how to crack relics. Now that we've discussed what a relic is, where to get said relics, well, how do you crack them? And that's kind of the fun part. So let's go in, and you're going to have to go into a relic mission. The relic missions are located here. You scroll over, you'll see a void fisher. Go in, and it'll show you the various missions. So for example, we have the exterminate, a spy, capture, defense, and it will show you what era they are related to. So case in point, defense is Neo, mobile defense here is Axie, and then you got some of these Axie fishers at the bottom that are survival. We're just gonna pick a real quick one, exterminate. I recommend when you run these, make sure that you are set to public. I'll tell you why here in just a second. So let's just pick one, crack it, quit permission. Because now, if you find a squad of people, that means you have more access to other people's relics. So let's say 4 people join the squad, and if 3 of those people have relics that you don't have, you have access to whatever is in those at the end as long as you crack said relic. So how to crack them? It's actually very simple. Once you get into the mission, you're going to hit a verbal prompt from Space Mob. That verbal prompt is going to tell you, hey, there's reactant in the area. You have to collect 10 reactant in order to crack the relic. The way that works is actually super simple. Okay, so she says that. Void fishers nearby. And then do you have a matching relic? I have no HUD on. I forgot about that, but that's okay. Actually, hold on. Let's turn the HUD on real fast because you guys need to be able to see what I'm looking at, and that was dumb. Show HUD. There we go. Okay, cool. I have a HUD now. So you'll see up in the upper left-hand corner there where it says reactant collected, and now you see all these little dots pop up. Those are the things you need, and you need 10 of them. So boom, I currently already have 5. Getting 10 is actually super easy. So we're gonna, oh shit. We're gonna get up here, we're gonna get our 10, and then we're gonna take a pause till the end of the video, and I'm gonna show you what happens once we crack this relic. But otherwise, once you get the reactant, it's basically just an exterminate. So, oops. Boom, relic cracked, and then it gives you a little buff to last throughout the mission. Like she said, finish the mission to see what's inside. Come here, whoop. And so we'll be right back in just a second. I'm gonna show you how this works. All right, we've completed the mission, and you see me heading toward extraction here, whoop. So when we all get here, it's gonna pop up a little bit of a different screen. Give everybody just a second to get here. There's 3 to 4, boom. This pops up. So now you pick what rewards you want. Now notice, this is mine. These are the other ones. So I don't own this. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pick up that blueprint since I don't have it. You can use this to farm out various stuff. We'll cover that in a different video, but basically if you already own a specific thing, but you're like, man, I really want that, grab that instead. There is no bad prime pieces, so that's the beauty of it. You can grab that, and then you also see down here at the bottom, you get the prime piece, you also get void traces. Now, void traces are important, and I'm going to show you why real quick here. I'm going to leave the squad. Void traces are very important because they're used to level up relics. So you come back down to your orbiter here, or your relic thing here, let's grab the first one. If you click on it, do you see down here where it says refinement, right? So you have 4 options. You have intact, exceptional, flawless, and radiant. Now, I want you guys to recognize something. See how when you do these, the bars underneath the subsequent rare, common, and prime parts change? So the higher this goes, the more chance at a rare drop. It's not 100% by any means, but it definitely increases the drop rate of that particular piece. So let's go ahead. You click Radiant if you're really looking for that prime piece. You refine it. Cost 100 void traces. Boom. So now it is radiated, and now it has the best chance to drop a prime piece or a rare prime piece. Doesn't mean that it will, but it could. So now let's talk a little bit about, you've been doing all this stuff. What's a prime part versus a base part? What's a prime frame versus a base frame? So primes are really the top tier. Think evolution of a frame or a weapon, if you will. So Atlas Prime, Baruch Prime, those are all enhanced versions of base frames. So base Atlas has a certain set of stats, whereas Prime Atlas is going to have a little bit better stats. I think I actually have a Prime Atlas, so let's take a look at Prime Atlas here. I hit the right button. Do I have Prime Atlas? I think I do. Atlas Prime. So Atlas Prime is, I think these are all, that's not a roof. I don't want them out of roof. Atlas Prime. There we go. So this is his stats with all the stuff on him. But let's go ahead and strip off everything real quick. Oh, maybe that damn. Okay, I didn't realize that. Maybe that was showing me at base. I didn't think it was. Okay, so look at this. This is your. Let's look at armor, energy, and health first off. So armor, he's max rank, but armor, energy, and health are all going to be higher for sure versus your base frames. Weapons, better damage, better punch through, stuff like that. So once you build prime pieces, then it becomes like a better evolved version of the base that you already have. So say the Tiburon, if you have the Tiburon, if you trigger it and get the prime Tiburon, it's going to be better in pretty much every statistic. So that's the way to look at primes. There's a little more to it, but that's pretty much the basic of it. Right now, not every frame does have a prime variant. Most of them do. They're adding one every so often. A lot of weapons are getting prime variants. Some of the ones that aren't getting prime variants are getting other versions, but we'll again cover those in a different video. But the prime versions are really here for you to give you something to kind of hunt down in the game, and it all again adds to the leveling and the mastery system and stuff we've talked about in previous videos. But as new frames and new stuff comes out, there's always something to grab. So primes are really one of the more fun things to farm because you never know what you're going to get. You really don't. And that's good for some people, bad for others. But I enjoy hunting primes. So now you know what a prime is, you know what it does versus a base part, you know all that good stuff. So let's talk about the most efficient means of cracking relics, because there is an efficient and inefficient way to do this. This is one of the few things where I look at some things and go, okay, this is where I would be most efficient. But as a new player, maybe you don't understand that. So we're going to talk about that here. There are obviously the capture missions, exterminate missions, spy missions that you can get a hold of. Those are not the most efficient by any stretch of God's imagination. They're just not. Because you get one, you load out, you load back in, do it again. Your endless missions. Interception, if you enjoy it, can be okay. I don't like interceptions. Defense, however, defenses are fantastic. Defenses are the way to get probably one of the better ways to crack relics. Another one is your survivals. Survivals are also great. With the survival and defense, the way it works is every 5 waves or 500 or 5 waves or 5 minutes, as long as you have your 10 reactant, you'll get a relic and then you'll crack it and then you'll get to select another relic directly there in the screen and you just keep going. So basically you're in there and it's absolutely fantastic. One of the most efficient ways to go about it. That's the way I would recommend it. There's also the exterminate or the excavation missions, which is where you get cryotic. That's also a really cool way to do it because you get cryotic on top of getting your relic crack. For the for the exterminate, mother of God, for the excavation, you'd think I'd be able to talk after all this time. For the excavation, you also at 500 cryotic, that's when you get the relic cracked. So it's 500 cryotic, 5 waves, 5 minutes. It's all in intervals of 5. All right, so covered all that. Let's go through the last thing. This is where it is a option, if you will, to buy. That is Prime Access packs. Prime Access packs get dropped with all the new primes. So right now, you see the premium bundles. We have Baruch Prime Access and Baruch Prime Accessories pack. So the Baruch Prime Access gets you Baruch automatically, his Cobra and Crane Prime, his Aphurus Prime, a Prime Glyph, and 2,625 Platinum. Now, it is $60, or the Prime Accessories pack is $60. The Prime Access pack is $80, but you get a shitload of Platinum and all the good stuff to go along with it. You get the weapon slot, you get the frame slot, you get the weapons, you get the frame. Already pre-built, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. The accessories pack is going to give you less platinum, and it's all like cosmetic stuff, but you get 2 boosters. You get a 90-day affinity booster and a 90-day resource booster. You can purchase those with cash, so that's real cash transactions. If you're looking for just pieces, you can buy Regal Aya and go ahead and do it that way, which we've talked about Regal Aya in a couple of other videos. So, all in all, primes are fantastic. Love primes. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this while we go in this video. Primes are a lot of fun. Primes give you something to hunt, something to look for. All in all, probably one of the more interesting parts of the game and more of the replayable parts of the game, especially if you're not really looking for anything to do specifically, but you can use the prime pieces to cash in for ducats, which is a void trader thing. Barrow key tier, we've talked a little bit about him in various videos. I may do a full video on Barrow key tier. We'll see what happens. But primes are really interesting concept. I really enjoy it. If RNG is on your side, I'd recommend running some relics because you could use those to also sell for plat. It's like playing the lottery. That's the best way I can describe it. There's a lot to do with relics. So if you've watched this video, first off, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button. If you've made it to this point, I feel like you've hopefully learned something. And if you have, click the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Would graciously appreciate it. Last, if you have a suggestion for a future video or a question about this video, drop it in the comments below. Both of those things I will get to as quick as I can. I would love to spark some conversation on relics. It would be cool. Last but not least, I want to say thank you guys very much for watching this video. It's like I said, probably one of the longer ones, but it's because there's a lot of stuff to go into relics. So there is all of that. I have been real interested in relics for a while, and I hope you guys are now as well. Again, one more time, thank you for watching. I am the Madman, saying next time that you go to take on the enemies of the Origin system, make sure that you reinforce your hull. Good night, everybody.